I'd like to share with you some of the things that I've learned over the years in helping people improve their leadership presence and to be perceived by a senior executive of being of executive leadership material. One of the first things to consider is your visual and vocal message. Visual can be everything from when you walk into the room. Most of us, when we walk into a room, tend to go to the side, the periphery, and ease our way into it, and we tend not to make direct eye contact. People that have strong leadership presence walk into a room assertively, make direct eye contact, they shake hands confidently, and look like they belong there. And that's really important in terms of projecting a strong image for first impressions as well as impressions over time. How you package yourself visually also includes dress. So when we talked about being able for people to be able to see you and imagine you as a leader, you want to think about the decorum of the company that you work for. And decorum seems like an old-fashioned word, but it's really about how things are done in your environment. So if you're in a very business casual environment, you want to dress in that way, but that you still look professional and like a leader. If you're in a more business professional environment, you want to model that. And so that becomes part of how that culture does things and the decorum of the culture, but you want to make sure that they can visualize you as a leader within that surrounding. You also want to think about your voice, how it sounds, so that your cadence is not too rushed. If you're too rushed, it can sound as if you don't deserve to be speaking and own that time, that it doesn't have rising intonation, which is sounding like you have a question at the end of a sentence, instead of ending it deliberately, and that you also want to ensure that it has some energy as well, so you can sound enthusiastic or passionate about what you're sharing, which makes people feel more passionate or enthusiastic about your ideas and what you are sharing. So all of that is how we come across visually as well as vocally. The next piece is in terms of our contributions when we're at meetings or one-on-one conversations or leading conference calls and even webinars. What we want to think about is contributing in a really positive way so that you have your voice heard within the first 10 minutes of the meeting and that you structure it in a clear and concise way. A lot of us are subject matter experts, and when we're asked questions, we give way too much information. There is an epidemic these days of infobesity, that there's just too much information. So what people with leadership presence do is they can really distill what is the most essential pieces of information for that audience. In marketing terms, they are micro-targeting their messages, and to do that in a clear, concise way will help you in those executive level scenarios. The third piece is really all about your attitude. So having a can-do attitude, being positive, encouraging, and empathetic, so that when you are leading others, people want to work for you. People want to be part of your team. People's motivation goes up and their commitment goes up. So that is 3 ways that you can really come across with leadership presence.